Hello, welcome to Z Talk. This session, I'd like to talk about a modern CI/CD pipeline solution, which is gaining popularity in recent years, GitLab. Uh, Firstly, why GitLab? GitLab is a very modern tool and is continually being updated and improved, and market share is growing in the direction that GitLab will be definitely one of the major players in the CI/CD pipeline solutions out there for the next couple of years. At the same time, more traditional tools like Jenkins, I feel like it's still popular for sure, but it's actually losing market shares. No offense to the Jenkins supporters. I know many companies are still highly dependent on Jenkins as their primary CI/CD solution, and I'm not a Jenkins master as well. I'm saying that just per my reading, researching, or just share my thoughts. All right, so bear with me. I feel like the reason people are going to GitLab or other newer solutions is more modern solution where you can easily scale, and everything is Docker first, pipeline as code, and other very useful features integrate all together. Like you have repositories, you can do much more requests, and or you can do issue tracking, etc. All right. And anyway, all in all, the best way to figure out if this new solution is your best fit or not is just test it out, right? And this is actually what I wanted to share with you about. I wanted to walk you through a demo to go over the most important feature that GitLab, more specifically GitLab-ci offers, as we're more interested in continuous integration and continuous delivery solutions, right? So that's going to be our focus. The other part, like repository, if you're good with GitHub, I'm sure you'll be very comfortable with GitLab because it's pretty much similar. Pretty much similar. All right. By the way, again, remember to thumb up my video if you think it's useful, and subscribe my channel. And also feel free to share and comment if you have any questions. All right. So for this demo, I'm gonna create a simple Node.js application and then create a pipeline for it. If you are not familiar with Node.js, no problem at all because that's not the point, right? So basically, Node.js it's a JavaScript runtime environment where you can execute JavaScript without actually opening your browser. We'll have a couple of tools that run inside Node.js environment for our demo shortly. So we will need to install Node.js on our local laptop. Beside Node.js, npm Node Package Manager it's another thing we need to install. npm you can see it like a repository of projects that has knowledge of what requirements each project has, and usually every project, right? Every project has dependencies that need to be installed, and that's what npm's for. npm takes care of figuring out what specific dependencies that need to be installed and install that dependency for you. All right, that's basically it. So another thing, so for quickly building a website for demo, I'm also gonna use another open source tool. It's called Gatsby. Gatsby is an open source framework based on React that helps developers build website quickly. If you're interested in, I'll share the link of Gatsby in my subscription of this video. So check it out and feel free to play with it out, right? That's pretty much it. So let's follow the instruction on the Gatsby website and install Gatsby via npm, and then we're good to bring up our application and start our test. All right, cool. All right, we needed to install Node.js and npm first, and then we're gonna follow the instruction here to install Gatsby. Here's the link. I'll share this URL in my subscription again. So let's do it. So here, if you're running on Mac OS like me, you can just using Brew, which is the easiest way to install software, right? Just search Node.js, search npm, you got it. Then you just issue brew install to install accordingly. And once it's installed, and you can just run node-v to verify the version. Okay, it's good. And npm-v to verify the version npm. So we can verify all good, all installed. And then we can just issue this npm command to install Gatsby CLIs on your laptops. Once Gatsby is there, so just issue Gatsby there, and same thing, version, and you'll get Gatsby CLI version here. So all good, all right? And if you're not on macOS, just search for Node.js download, and you can just download the package install, right? Cool. So once the Gatsby is ready, so all we need to do, we just need to create, give a name of our website we want to build, then Gatsby will take care of the rest. So here I'll create an order, and I will just issue Gatsby new, and give the name of the website. Let's talk_demo, and hit enter. And Gatsby gonna generate the framework of the website, and let's give it a little bit time. All right, so it's ready. So you can just take a tutorial and to play with it when you check it out. All right, and here the website's ready, and you can see here you can see the website is created. Let's go to that folder and follow the instruction. I just need to run this Gatsby develop to have that site up and running. So let's go inside of this directory and issue Gatsby develop. Hit enter, and all right. So our website should be up and running. So all we need to do, we just need to check localhost and 8000. Here we go. This is the default starter of the Gatsby website. Cool. This is the sample Node.js web application. It's pretty quick, right? So now we can jump to GitLab, and let's create a project for this code base. All right. So I will do this is GitLab interface. I'll do a new project. Create a blank project. I will call it ZZ Talk. Gatsby, and create this project. All right. Then the next thing, we just need to use Git and push the code down here. let me stop this. Just put this code base that Gatsby generated to these project we just created on GitLab side. All right. Okay, and down here is already provide the command you need to run to push whatever code to this project we just created. So just follow the step. All right, and here, what we're gonna do, we can we need to install Git on our code, right? So just issue git init to install Git. So here I already installed ahead of time. So once you issue this command and do a ls ltra, and you can see Git is installed, and then you can check Git by issuing Git status and to make sure Git was installed correctly, right? And then we just need to do a for pushing these code base to the project on GitLab. So we just need to do git remote add origin and the website in key case is here. Copy this link. This is the link for this project we just created. Copy that and hit enter. All right, and then we added the remote, and we need to put the last step is push, right? We just need to issue git push dash user arranging, and we're gonna push it to the master, the default branch here. Follow this command. Hit enter. All right, and let's check it out by refreshing the Git. And here we go, and you can see all our code was uploaded to the project right here. And you can see it's auto-generated this documentation right here. All right, looks good. Now we can move on to use GitLab-ci to create a pipeline, and out of it, this project. Cool. So far, we've installed Gatsby, generated a project on GitLab, and managed to start the local development environment out there, right? However, as we know, what we have on our local is going to be quite a bit different from what we're going to have in production, right? And generally, every application has a build process which is designed for production. Like for these little Gatsby simple demo app, the code needs to be compiled. Like there are some JavaScript that it needs to be generated, and there are resources need to be modified. Gatsby has a command called build. If we issue Gatsby build, like what I did right here, Gatsby build, and it will generate a new folder, and inside of that folder there will be the website that I can deploy somewhere. And you can see in the console here to get some information like building schema and build manifest, related icons, etc. Right? So if once it's done, and if we take a look at the folder, and you can see there was a folder called public. Gatsby calls the build folder as public. All the files inside of these public folder were designed for to be public. Here we go. And actually, if we take a look closer inside of these public folder, right? There are JavaScript files, CSS files. Basically, they are the artifacts of these web application, and these are what we wanted to to take from our build process and save them somewhere so that we can deploy them to a server. Now it's time GitLab comes to the picture. We're gonna use GitLab-ci to automate this process. Basically, we're gonna use GitLab-ci to build our first pipeline. All right. All right, I just opened up the demo web application via Visual Studio Code, which is my favorite IDE. So going forward, I'm gonna use Visual Studio Code to continue configure GitLab CI configuration. Because the configuration is a YAML format, and it's better to use in an editor or IDE to make sure the format or syntax of YAML is valid, right? And indentation, etc. is good. All right, first thing first. So in order to define the build process, like what we have tested in our local environment, as you remember, we in our local we manually install npm, and then once the node package manager in place, we use npm to install gatsby-cli, and then we issue gatsby build to build up that testing website for us, right? And that's basically here what we need to define. This configuration file has a specific name. We have to use it exactly like this. Is called .gitlab-ci.yml. It has to be exactly the same as this. I know for YAML file, if the extension you could name it YML or YAML, both should work, right? But for these specific GitLab CI configuration file, it has to be like this, that GitLab-ci.yml. All right. So inside of the file, we just build the process we just discussed. Same thing like what we did in the local environment. So I will give the name of these pipeline as build website, and then remember it's a YAML format. So we're gonna include a couple of scripts. So scripts, and we're gonna use first we're gonna install npm, and then we're gonna use npm to install gatsby CLI, and last but not least, we're gonna issue gatsby build command to set up the testing website. That's exactly what we have done on our local environment, right? So let's save it and commit and push it to the GitLab. So if everything works as expected, GitLab should automatically detect this file and kicks off the CI process automatically. So by the way, if you also use Visual Studio Code, I highly recommend it to you to install the Git plugin so that you can do Git operations in all the code modifications in Visual Studio Code altogether. It's really convenient. All right. So like here, I created this new file and Git detects this new change, and let's click to the jump to this plugin, and here we can do commit directly from Visual Studio Code. I will give a name like edit GitLab CI config and commit. So once commit is done, we're ready to push. So click here and do push. So it should be this file should be uploaded to GitLab. So let's jump to GitLab real quick to verify. And here, let's just refresh this project that we just created, and you can see let's do a pending change. Let me do a git added config and commit. Yes. All right, cool. This time it worked. So then do a push. So cool, push is done. So let's jump to GitLab. Here, if you refresh, and you should be able to see, you see here the status pipeline. There is the icon right here, and you can see the gitlab-ci.yml config file was uploaded successfully, and GitLab does detects it and automatically kicks off the pipeline for us. And you can see this icon is saying pipeline running. So if you click that, you can review the detail how it goes. Oh, we got an error. So the pipeline build website pipeline was failed. So we can, it's okay, we can click that to see detail why it was failed, right? And here is status about what happened just now. And you can see the error happened around line 22, and that was the process to install npm. But however, the bash returns an error code npm command not found. That basically caused the pipeline failure, because the npm was not found. And why it was not found is because here, if you see line 5. So basically, if when we define our CI pipeline, if we did not provide a specific base image to use for this process, out of box, GitLab CI will use these specific Ruby 2.5 as the base image. All right. So remember in our slides I mentioned, so GitLab is a Docker first, use a Docker first approach to build the CI pipeline. So here, so it's a Docker image, and this is the default Docker image. So apparently, because due to this error, we can say these npm package was not included in this base image. So what we need to do, pretty easy. We just need to find a new Docker base image which contains the npm package, right? So what we need to do, so we just need to go to Docker Hub and find one. So to save some time, so I just gonna use the official node Docker image from Docker Hub. So let's do that. All right. Here is the Docker Hub. So we're gonna use this official node Docker official image as our base image. So we can make sure this definitely contains the npm package. All right. And you can see here, this is the command to pull this image. So the image name is basically node. So we can just quickly modify or gitlab-ci YAML file to include the image. So here, before the script, I will add image, and the image will be node. All right, that's it. So let's commit it. I'll say use node as base image and commit. Okay, commit is done. Let's push it to GitLab. Refresh, and let's see how it goes this time. And you can see the pipeline is showing pending. And if you go here in the CI/CD menu CI/CD section, click pipeline, and you can see the status. So we have run the pipeline twice so far, right? And this was the first one, and which was failed, and this is the current one. Is status is still running. So let's give a little bit of time and check the status again. So here, click that. So see, it's at step 5. This time is kind of slower than before because we're using a bigger image instead of using the default that Ruby image. All right, so let's be patient and see how it goes. Cool. And you can see at line 19 npm install. This time it should work because the node image, we 100% sure the npm package was installed in that in that node image, right? So let's see. All right, exactly like what we expected. And line 19, the npm install, it passed, right? And line 27, the npm was in place and it used npm to install gatsby-cli. It's also working, right? So now it turns to the last step, Gatsby build, and it's starting building the framework. All right, and you can see here, job succeeded. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? So cool. All right, so the execution was done successfully, as you can see in the log here, line 95. It says job succeeded, right? Good. However, the website that we've just built is not available just yet because we haven't included the artifacts that were created. So what we need to do next is to use the artifacts that were created just now by GitLab build command. Remember that folder called public. We need all those stuff in the files inside of that public folder to be included in our GitLab CI configuration. So we're gonna need to define that to tell GitLab that's the artifacts we're gonna use for this build, right? So let's go back to my Visual Studio Code. So after the scripts, we're gonna include artifacts. So I'll do artifacts, and I'll put the path of that artifact. Here, I'm gonna use dot public to refer to the current directory and slash public. So this is the folder I only care about, right? All right, save it and commit. I'll say added artifacts. Commit. All right. And then we're gonna push this change to the project and go back to the GitLab and refresh and see how it goes. And you can see the pipelines is detect the change and showing pending it kicks off automatically like last time, right? And let's give it a little bit of time. Refresh. All right, so let's go into that and see how it goes. All right, everything just worked as expected this time. If you can see here in the log at line 90, the step to upload the artifacts that was created by Gatsby build was added to the build process, and the job succeeded, right? At the same time, on your right hand, you got options to review the artifact. You can download it to play with it on your local, or you can just browse it from the GitLab directly. Pretty cool. Yeah, we've just created our first production pipeline using GitLab-ci. Pretty straightforward, right? That's basically what I want to share for this session. And if you are interested in the GitLab topic, leave your comments, and I will create more sessions about it. And just let me know. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Alright, thank you for watching my video. If you think this video is helpful, you're more than welcome to leave any comments. Remember, thumb up, subscribe my video, and also hit the notification bell. See you next time.